Hello again, this is Stuart doing another pregnancy video for my pregnancy blog. Today my wife is at week 16, the start of week 16. Everything continues to go very well, pregnancy is going very smoothly. So this week her hunger has actually come back again. As I've said in previous weeks, particularly at the beginning of the first trimester, she was getting a bit hungrier and eating a lot more, but then when morning sickness started to kick in, it kind of died down a little bit, and I thought that the hunger had subsided permanently. She was back to eating the same that she usually did, but then this week, all of a sudden, she started eating a lot more. She's hungry all the time, looking for a snack, or sometimes even having seconds for dinner or breakfast. And wow, I didn't think it would rebound so fast. I must say that's probably one of the the strangest things about pregnancy, at least from a man's perspective, is just watching all these changes happen like that. At one moment my wife is not feeling hungry, she doesn't have a lot of appetite, and then wake up the next morning and boom, she's eating twice as much as she did the day before. And it's kind of hard to brace myself for these changes just because they happen all of a sudden, but I guess I just have to roll with it. So in addition to eating a lot more, some of her eating habits have also started to change as well. No new food aversions or cravings, at least not at this time, but she has found that she has to eat foods combined, or she'll have to add on extra dipping sauces. So I guess to explain that, my wife likes things very plain and simple, and to the point where she'll sometimes just eat foods separately. She could pick apart the individual toppings on a pizza and be perfectly fine with that, and she'd rather do that than actually eat everything on the pizza all at once, just for example. But now, today, well, during this past week I should say, everything has had to be combined. Another interesting thing is like chicken nuggets, for example, go out to eat, she gets chicken nuggets. Usually she'll just have that alone or just eat the fries plain. Now she just needs ketchup on it all. Tries to eat it alone and like, no, this is no good, I need ketchup. And so I just find that really interesting that her eating habits themselves are changing. Everything needs to be combined now. Nothing can just be alone, because if so, then it doesn't give her, it's not as flavorful as she imagines it to be. And I don't know, that's kind of an interesting change, but well, if it's anything I've learned from pregnancy thus far, it's that anything goes. Any change can happen, and I can't explain it, and I shouldn't try to explain it. I should just deal with it. So, also, at the start of week 16, baby is actually developed most of the ear, so that means baby can start to hear now. Mostly, baby will only hear my wife's heartbeat and voice, because baby's with mom 24/7, but I bet that means that baby can start to hear my voice, and that's a fun idea for me, to talk with my baby right now, or I guess talk to my baby. Baby can't exactly respond back yet, but I just remember seeing with my wife lots of videos of dads talking to their babies during pregnancy, and then after the baby's born, the baby recognizes the dad's voice and all that, and that just, I don't know. I want that to happen. I want baby to recognize my voice like straight out of the womb. Don't know how good I'll be at that, but I plan to talk with my baby often. I don't know what to talk about. I just say random nonsense, crack dad jokes that my baby doesn't understand yet, but hopefully baby will recognize my voice by the time our baby is born. So in the next few weeks, we'll actually know whether or not we're having a boy or a girl. And my wife is already trying to figure out how we should announce to everyone whether it's a boy or girl. And again, I think that's just one of those planning things that it's still like a month to a month and a half away. I don't know why we should do all this planning ahead of time, but I understand that it's going to come closer than not. But of course, both of us are just like still super busy with the end of the school semester, so I don't know how much we'll be able to do, or if we're even going to be able to do anything elaborate. We might just have to settle with walking around and telling everyone by mouth, it was a boy, it's a girl, or I don't know. But of course my wife wants to do something festive and fun, and because we'll announce near Easter time, she's trying to do all these themes, and well, I don't know. I'm too tired most of the time to think about anything creative, but I guess that just is my guy disadvantage. And this week we found that mosquito season is starting to pick up where we live, and it's bugging my wife. Pun intended. Anyway, so yeah, mosquitoes are becoming more of a problem. I mean, nothing too much. We're not really in an area where we're worried about any diseases or whatnot. It gets really annoying to wake up in the morning and have like a few bug bites on your arms and ankles and all that. And don't really know what to do with that. But we tried some things like making sure we sleep with a light blanket on, just that way bugs can't bite us in the middle of the night. But it's still starting to become a bother for my wife. But hopefully we'll find a way to get through it throughout the summer as well. My wife is also starting to really show. I mean, she's not like super big like at the end of the pregnancy, granted, but you can actually see a small bump, and others can actually start to notice it as well. She's actually outgrown her pants now. It's bulged that much, so earlier this week she went shopping for maternity pants and anything that allows the expansion, and she just feels so much more comfortable now. It's been kind of harder for her to get comfy, especially during the day, with all the tight clothes and everything. While they've been getting tighter, she's been getting bigger. Nighttime is still slightly restless for her, but she's actually getting into a very good sleeping position, sleeping habit. So falling asleep isn't as big of a trouble for her as it once was. But now these nice loose maternity clothes will make things a lot easier and a lot more comfy, that's for sure. Okay, well that should be it for this week's video. Thank you once again for tuning in. If there's anything that you would like me to answer, any questions that you have, please feel free to drop something in the comments. I'd be more than happy to address it in a future video. But until then, I hope you all have a good week. I'll see you next week for another pregnancy video. Stay awesome, everyone.